Good morning, friends. Wanting to show you what I'm starting this morning. So I have decided to go ahead and try a new recipe in making homemade yogurt. And I'm going to be using our Deluxe multi-cooker. Now, you can do the same recipe with Pampered Chef's quick cooker if you have our previous version. But also you can do this in your Instapot if you have a yogurt setting to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started because it will have an 8-hour incubation period, and I will give you some tips on how to use it in our quick cooker, just because our quick cooker does not have a yogurt setting on it. So I wanted to go ahead and give those tips to you. So one thing for sure, so this is our new Deluxe multi-cooker, and it has still the 16 pre-programmed settings. There were some additions made to this and some changes and improvements. One, as you can see, that there is a holder on the left or the right side of the top in order to hold the lid while you have it open. Now, one thing to remember on this particular recipe is that it does not call for, this is not going to come to pressure. So it is going to stay at an extremely low temperature. So if you have our slow cooker glass lid, you can actually use that. So there is no need to have the lid on there, but just to keep it contained. So if you have our slow cooker glass lid, you can actually use that, or you can use your pressure cooker lid. But be aware that this is not coming up to pressure. There is no heating that's coming involved. So before we get started, something to always be aware of, you need to make sure that your stainless steel pot is very, very, very clean. Especially when you're making the yogurt. So what I did this morning was I used a new feature on here called the sterilizer. So I actually just put a cup of water in there, put it to sterilize, so that way I knew that this entire thing was really, really clean. Also, if you have a pressure cooker already, something that you might want to invest in if you find that you're going to be doing this quite a bit, is to go ahead and get a separate silicone ring, because the flavors and scents are actually absorbed into the ring. And so you don't want your yogurt to taste like the stew that you had 3 days before. So it might be a good idea to go ahead and get replacement rings. You can get them anywhere, but we also do have the replacement rings. They come in 2 colors, blue and black, in a package of 2, and you can actually find those out on my outlet. So just to kind of let you know that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is actually only going to take 2 ingredients. I'm actually making a plain version of this. You can sweeten this, and also our Deluxe multi-cooker actually has a yogurt recipe as well. This is kind of be from a cold start. So we're not heating up the milk at all. We're just starting from a cold start process. So let me go ahead and grab a whisk, because I'll need that to mix this up really quick, and then we'll get started. Okay, so one thing that I'm actually using is I am using Fairlife milk. This is 52 ounces. You'll want to do it with this one. This is the one that I've seen, and it's been highly recommended because it's actually ultra pasteurized. You can, if you find that this may be too much, you can actually cut this in half. So I am going all for the gusto, and I'm going to do the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pour all 52 ounces. And I think this makes about 8 cups worth of homemade yogurt. So we're also going to go ahead and just take 2 tablespoons of any yogurt if you want plain, but that it has to have live and active cultures, okay? Once you actually have your first batch of homemade yogurt, then all you're going to do is probably take 2 tablespoons out of this and then save it for whenever you want to make your second batch. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pop that right in there, and then I'm going to make sure that that gets whisked in really well. That way there is no lumpy yogurt. All right. That's it. Now you can flavor this, and I've seen some variations. I will actually post the entire recipe. The entire recipe in this post. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. I'm kind of doing this backwards, so there we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and change this and navigate to our yogurt setting. By default, it is actually already set for 8 hours. The incubation period is 8 hours for this. Now, if you're using our quick cooker, you will see that you don't have a yogurt setting. You would actually use our proof setting, which is what you can actually use to doing proofing of bread. And so, but the maximum number of time on the quick cooker is 6 hours. So you'll just have to divide up the time, either 6 or 2 or 4 and 4, kind of depend on what you've got going on during your day to make sure that you get a total of 8 hours in incubation. Once this is all done, then I'm actually going to go ahead and I will do a quick video of what the end results will be. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this right into the fridge for an overnight in order to go ahead and let it cool and let it set. Now, if you wanted to make it even thicker, like more of a Greek yogurt, what I have heard is that just go get a cheesecloth, and you'll want to put the cheesecloth inside like a mesh stainless steel bowl. And then you can dump your yogurt in there, so that way all the extra whey will come down into your particular bowl, but again, set it inside your fridge. So I don't know at the end of the 8 hours if I'm actually going to go ahead and do that, or if I'm going to just leave it be. But I am excited to try this, so we'll just kind of wait and see. So it's set for 8 hours, and then I'm just going to go ahead and get it started. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye.